Hi everyone, Renee here. I am so excited about today's video. It's been a long time in the making, a few years, and so I'm so excited to share my picks with you. It's like hitting the jackpot. So my criteria for skincare is the same regardless of price, where it's from, its origins. It's very non-discriminating. These have to be products that I love using and want to use as part of my skincare routine, given all the options I'm fortunate enough of having. If I'd done this video sooner than now, it would have not been under $10. It would have been under $20 because the options have been so limited, honestly, particularly the ones that are available in the US. From the beginning of this year, drugstore skincare has just been killing it. That's not to say that everything that's been coming out has been good. A lot, most of it has not been, but there have been some huge surprises. One of the reasons is become very clear to me that a lot of these US drugstore brands, their skincare is now Asian manufactured. They have the K-beauty technology that we love, but are being manufactured for US mainstream brands. So some of the US brands now are carrying Road Shop products for even better than Road Shop prices. So all of these are full-size products that you can buy. I'm not cheating by buying travel-size products with, like a week's worth of use. So quick disclaimers, a lot of these prices vary quite a bit depending on where you look for them and where you buy them and when. I will link you to where they are, $10 or less today. Yes2's Coconut Oil Cleansing Balm. So this is a more creamy and rich cleansing balm. This also emulsifies and rinses off, but it's richer and thicker than your regular sort of sherbet balm cleansers. This will melt away all your layers of grease, makeup, sunscreen, stubborn eye makeup. It will take that all away. Texturally, and the way it works reminds me a lot of the Arborian balm cleanser and also like Elemis's balm cleanser. Of course, Elemis's is a sensory delight, but it's got that, sort of thickness, that richness, and even though it emulsifies and rinses off, your skin still feels quite moisturized. For some of you, that might feel filmy, especially if you have oily skin. But then, this is a cleanser that you can also use a washcloth with. It really impresses me how this sticks to just having really good ingredients in it. This sits in a base of sweet almond oil. This has other really nice oils in here, as well as castor oil, which is a great oil that you want in an oil cleanser. It's got some coconut oil in here, not too much though, but still, if you're someone whose skin doesn't react well to coconut oil, then, you'd want to give this a miss. But even with a lot of less expensive Korean cleansing balms, it's mainly mineral oils. So it's really impressive that this can have such a good price point, but still stick to having just really good ingredients. Footnote, the sponge, terrible. Another footnote, if you're curious, like I was, about this product, which is their Cucumbers Exfoliating Cleansing Balm, definitely give it a miss. It is a cleansing balm with a bunch of really sort of big scratchy beads in there. Not a pleasant cleansing experience. I kind of wish they took those scratchy bits out and left it as a cucumber cleansing balm. That would be nice. Hopefully they do that. This thing is ridiculous. Disregard it. It's really, now for an exfoliating cleansing balm that gets it really right, this has been just interesting to me. Apio's Rice Naked Peeling Cleansing Balm. So this is just a wonderful, gentle mashup. It's a cleansing balm, but it also acts like a gommage peel. So very much the way this works, this is a peeling gel, which I personally love as a very gentle and effective way to exfoliate your skin. I use sun-dry skin like my other cleansing balms. It's a little less immediately melty and liquefying than other sherbet cleansing balms that I tend to like. But that's not to say that it's not effective. It will still do the job, but particularly around the eye area, and yes, I do use this around my eye area, to no irritation or anything at all. In fact, this is kind of a wonderful way to exfoliate around the eye area, especially if you're milia prone, because it just doesn't feel like you're exfoliating at all. So while you're using it, the gommage will start happening, the product will start balling up and peeling, and when you rinse your skin, it's going to feel so soft. I use this as a second cleanser and a first. They both work. I prefer it as a first because even though it's not as great at taking off my really, really stubborn eye makeup, it just, after the second cleanse, my skin feels so soft. I don't use this every single day, even though I could, because it really is such a gentle, natural kind of peel without any irritation at all. But I do reach for this It's in rotation. I reach for this every few days. This has the rice bran extract, so your skin feels so smooth afterwards, but it also is really good at brightening. It also has oat kernel extract, apricot seed oil. This has no fragrance whatsoever in it. Yeah, it's just great. And I wanted to quickly slot in the Face Shop's Rice Water Bright Rich Cleanser. I've talked about this. This was one of my favorites in my previous budgets video. Hardworking, just one of the most effective oil cleansers. Texture-wise, it's just very similar to Shu Uemura's Pore Finest, but I actually found a place where this is $10, so I put that link down below. If jelly cleansers are your thing, you're really not going to do much better than this from e.l.f. Their Bounce Back Jelly Cleanser, this has a pH of 5, obviously it's non-foaming, it's your typical jelly cleanser. If you're looking for a true dupe of the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser, which seems to be the standard of comparison for these types of cleansers, then definitely this, except I actually feel like I enjoy using this more because it really is so satisfying texturally. Honestly, I feel like they're all manufactured in the same place or using the same exact technology. Obviously, there are tweaks for star ingredients. This doesn't have the luxuriousness of the rose in it. That's fine with me, but this has coconut water, it's got aloe, it's got cucumber extract, it's got vitamin B5. This has a bit of a coconut scent to it, hydrating, feels great on the skin. You could use this as a first cleanse, you can use it as a second cleanse, you could use it as a first and second cleanse. I like to use it as a second step cleanser. So I want to give a quick shout out to this first runner-up, which is Bliss's Makeup Melt Dry Wet Gentle Jelly Cleanser with Rose Flower. So this is clearly trying to be a dupe, at least visually, for the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. Although I would not compare it texturally to that. I would rather compare it texturally to the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser, which I love so much. It is more similar to that. It's a little thinner, but at the same time, it achieves what a second cleanser should. But this does have beautiful plant extracts, the hydrators, antioxidants, and oat amino acids. I mean, you are getting some luxury for under $10. If you want a cleansing milk or cleansing cream, a direction I went full force into last winter, then this one is just wonderful. Innisfree's Minimum for Sensitive Skin Cleansing Milk. So this line is all about minimalism for sensitivity. It's all about having as few ingredients as possible without compromising on its effectiveness or texture or your experience. This is a beautiful milky emulsion texture that rinses off completely clean. It's so soothing when you apply it on your skin. This only has 13 ingredients in it. One of the main ones is madecassoside, which is a derivative of Centella asiatica, so it's really good at soothing and healing your skin. This is free of everything imaginable, including silicones, but also PEGs, which are actually used in a lot of cream cleansers and non-surfactant cleansers for their cleansing ability. But its ability to work as a second cleanser is not compromised at all. It just works really well. For all you vegans out there, this is also vegan, and like all these other jelly cleansers, non-foaming ones, this can be used as a first or second step cleanser. I tend to use all of these as a second step cleanser. So if you have a normal to oilier skin condition and you want something just a little more, but at the same time is gentle enough not to compromise your skin barrier at all, these are some options that I absolutely love. You know I love a good cleansing stick. This one in particular is just fabulous. Akure's Incredibly Clean Cleansing Stick. This is low foaming. It has a pH of 6. It's non-irritating. It doesn't make my skin feel super dry or stripped, but it's still a satisfying cleanse. But also, I feel like this leaves my skin feeling so smooth and soft afterwards. Like pretty much almost every product that I'm going to talk about today, I am just so surprised at the price of this given how robust and unbasic it is. This is directed towards people with acne or acne-prone skin, although I feel like it's great for everybody, especially if you just want something a little bit of a deeper cleanse. I've actually chosen to use this over this a lot of times, particularly during the summer when my skin just was so gross and congested. It's just such a wonderful cleansing experience. I mean, it's got such a clean, natural scent to it, but also, I mean, it foams very, very slightly, barely, which is nice. You don't feel like it's stripping your skin. This is full of just really balancing oils like jojoba, rosehip, safflower. It also has vitamin E and cactus flower extract, kelp. I mean, it is just quality By the way, this also contains lactic acid, but it's not very, very active given that the pH is a bit higher. It's not super active, so it's not like when you're using this, you're going to have like tingling. The packaging is really nice, except for instead of like twisting the product up, you actually have to push it up. So just be wary not to push it up too far. I mentioned this before, but after I use a cleansing stick, I put the cap back on and I just leave it upside down. So it just dries better that way. So I'm going to give these a quickie review because I'm pretty sure I will be asked about them. And yes, I did try them all. These are also cleansing sticks from St. Ives. These also have a pH of 6. They are very low foaming. In fact, they sort of turn more milky than foamy. These are heavily coconut oil based. This is not, which is also what makes it kind of unique. But if your skin doesn't react well to coconut oil, then this is not for you. These are gentle cleansing sticks, which already is a huge plus. But there really isn't much else to it. What differentiates all of these, if you're wondering, well, which one should I get? Should I get the green tea? Should I get the honey? There really is no actual difference between any of this. They are all the same, except for maybe the very, very last ingredient. There's like a drop of whatever this flavor or whatever it is. There's also quite a strong artificial fragrance to this. None of these are deal breakers for me, especially considering the price. These are great cleansers for the price. However, like I said, what makes the cut are things that will make it in my routine rotation given all the great options that are available to me. So as long as I have this, I will not be reaching for this. But like I said, this I still reach for. There's been a whole bunch of really gentle cream clay cleansers. This one's for the face, but also Goop came out with one for the body, which I'm absolutely loving. And there's this one, which is just astounding to me how good it is. Shea Moisture's Transforming Clay to Cream Cleanser. This is so gentle that it's actually geared towards people who easily get redness or have inflamed skin. But at the same time, it does give you that sort of deeper cleanse. This has a low gentle pH of 5, which again is, fantastic for anything with clay. Clay tends to have a very high pH and tends to be quite stripping. But this uses kaolin, it uses bentonite, and these ingredients aren't exactly low on the INCI list as well. They're right up there. It is just luxurious. It's really creamy, satisfying, so gentle, non-stripping, but at the same time, it does kind of get in there and pull stuff out. Other than the clays, of course, it's got green tea and yogurt, hence the name matcha green tea and probiotics. I love a probiotic cleanser. There's also oats in here, milk thistle, shea butter, as well as hydrators like vitamin B5, and just a whole bunch of beautiful plant oils and extracts. This also has a scent to it, which is all naturally derived. I mean, this is just a really sophisticated cream cleanser. So impressed to find a Hydrating Essence in Target. My expectations were really low. I was pretty close-minded, even though the INCI list looked fabulous. I kind of felt like, but it's $10. I mean, it's probably like 99% water. I was proven so wrong. I've been waiting to do this video so I can talk about it, but this is legitimately just very hydrating. There is some viscosity to it, but not a lot, just enough. It is very clear to me when I'm using a product that is super diluted with water. I definitely get the skin surface dehydration and all of that, the tightness. It's got some bounciness to it. You can use it for the 7 Skin Method. It can build up and not get like really sticky or anything. Leaves your skin feeling really smooth. This contains niacinamide, red algae, sodium hyaluronate, coconut water. It's got a few sources of hydration. It's just lovely. Innisfree's Minimum for Sensitive Skin Toner. This really stood out to me. It's only got 5 ingredients in it, and it is hydrating. If you're someone who wants a very lightweight toner that is still hydrating and very simple, or you want a lightweight mist that won't just disappear off your face, but also if you're going through some sort of treatment on your skin and it's sensitive and needs some cooling, calming, this is perfect for that. So other than water, there's glycerin, propanediol, which are both hydrators, humectants, but also this has madecassoside, which is so lovely and soothing. Between this and a mist that is 100% mineral water, I find this to be a lot more hydrating. With this, I kind of have to ignore the packaging. It's a lot for my eyes, but this Essence Toner liquid formula is fabulous. Again, this feels like a luxury product to me. Everything in here is just beautiful for the skin. There's green tea, there's kombucha for the probiotics, there's also vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid. This also contains the most luxurious like rose damascena water. I mean, obviously it's not sitting in a base of it, but it is in there, which I appreciate. The scent is natural from the rose extract. I can also smell some of the kombucha as well, but it's really, really pleasant. There's also a bit of witch hazel in here, which adds this really kind of refreshing quality to it. My only criticism is the mister isn't fantastic. It's not like you mist and it's like a cloud. It's a bit of a straight shooter, but I actually a lot of times mist it into my hand and then pat it on my face as a toner. So I'm going to make a quick comparison with this mist from Mario Badescu, which is aloe and rosewater as well. So way back when I used this a lot, mainly because it was one of the few mists that didn't contain a lot of alcohol in it. But now with the options available, I definitely choose this over this. So this formula is a lot simpler, which is not a bad thing at all. It's just definitely a lot less hydrating as a toner, whereas this one is very hydrating. But this also has some artificial coloring in here. This pinkness is not natural. This also uses a synthetic rose fragrance, which I can tell because it smells a little bit more like a perfumey rose, although it is really not strong at all. But it's just that this rose scent just is so much nicer to me. For serum treatments under $10, you're really not going to find better than the offerings from The Ordinary. I will link all my reviews in the description box down below so you can take a look at all there is. Otherwise, I have these two favorites from e.l.f. They are booster serums, and let's first talk about the hydrating booster serum. I have actually gone through these very quickly because you're not getting a whole lot of quantity, but then again, I get through hydrating serums very, very fast. This is about 15 ml. I would choose this any day over The Ordinary's hyaluronic acid serum. That was never my favorite. This, I think, is just much better. This has a bouncy texture, which I like in my hydrating serums. This is also never pilled on me, ever. Alongside sodium hyaluronate, which is already a smaller molecular size than hyaluronic acid, this also has hydrolyzed sodium hyaluronate, which is kind of an even smaller molecular size. It's like a chopped up version. That allows it to penetrate into the deeper layers of your skin and not just sit on the surface. And it has another one of my favorite humectants, which is tremella mushroom. Tremella mushroom can hold 500 times its weight in water. It's like nature's hyaluronic acid. There's also vitamin E, there's red algae. It's, gorgeous on the skin. I mean, when you first apply it, there's going to be a little bit of that sort of humectant tackiness, but that goes away. You only need one layer of this. I mean, I can be really liberal with my hydrating serums, but you don't need a whole lot of this. So their antioxidant booster drops are fabulous. If you want an age prevention serum, then this is a great one. I can tell that this isn't using like super concentrated amounts of actives, which is okay too. You don't always need that. It definitely isn't like a super high percentage of ethylated ascorbic acid. I'm really not sure how much niacinamide is in here, but it contains both. This also has vitamin E to further boost the antioxidant profile, and it also has tremella mushroom in it, so this is actually a very hydrating serum as well. If you want prevention, protection, and healing, this is great for that. So this concludes part 1 of this video. I actually decided I needed to cut it into 2 parts because it was just getting way too long. Part 2 will be up really shortly, so stay tuned for that, and that's going to cover the lipids, the moisturizers, masks, exfoliators, a lot of good stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye!